Beasty. And we have him as the Green Terran Empire.Beastyqt in the bottom left on Daybreak, and BabyKnight in the top right as the Blue Protoss.
With another very enthusiastic, good luck, have fun.
Yes, 3 exclamation
He seems like a
marks
very
this
friendly
time.
guy.
He is very friendly.
He was even friendly to Elfie in PvP. I didn't know that was possible. It seems like the most frustrating thing in the world to do.
What do you think about when Stefano says good luck, have fun, your name?
I don't know, he's just kind of quirky in general. Like the whole
Yeah.
always saying grats or whatever after.
Oh,
I loved his explanation for that. Someone at a tournament asked him why he always says grats instead of GG. And he was like, well, I'm really fucking good. If they beat me, they deserve to be congratulated.
And I
thought that was an excellent answer.
That's a very reasonable explanation. Yeah, I know, like, everyone I ask about it, they're like, oh, well, I don't know why he's doing it. He's so special and different. Never mind, I guess. But yeah, the exclamation marks, definitely I would receive them in gratitude and be happy that he's so happy to play this game.
Both players opening up normally so far. The barracks and a gateway coming down eventually, unless he happens to go for fast Nexus. No, we'll put down a gateway first. So nothing too interesting happening early on here. Barracks and gateway. No gases just yet from anyone. Initial scouting probe coming out from BabyKnight. Beasty still playing blindly.
I think we can see Beasty probably go 1 rack CC again, like he's been doing in like
I would expect him to play for macro games, but on Daybreak versus Killer, he did show he was willing to mix it up, even though when it seems like a pretty questionable decision to do so. And TVP, I don't know his style nearly as well as I do TVZ. Not really sure what he favors, but he seems to be a very mechanical, macro-oriented player in general. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was just very standard and straight up from him.
And the probe is going to get into the main base. Beasty not opting for a supply depot there to, you know, leave the Protoss completely blind to what he's doing. He is just going to 1-rack CC, it looks like. Nothing fancy. And BabyKnight going for the Assimilator and the Cybernetic Core, so no really fast Nexus. Of course, he could still go for the, you know, Stalker Nexus opening. He's actually mining his gas with 2 probes and rallying his Nexus there. So from this, I feel like it's probably going to be an expansion build. Otherwise, he would want more gas right away.
At this point, it pretty much has to be. And he does not put the 3rd probe on, but it was quite delayed. I'm not sure if Beasty saw that or not, but he is going to assume it's a fast expansion build just from this opening. In fact, the probe already going out to make the Nexus. And I'm not sure if he canceled the Zealot. He could have put down an eBay lock, because I don't see the Zealot. I think he actually canceled it.
Yeah, no
Had he
Zealot.
gotten down the eBay lock, that would have been incredibly annoying for BabyKnight. But as is, the Nexus does go down, so both players open it with fast expansions. Nothing too interesting happening just yet, both in very good shape.
Yeah, very nice chance there for Beasty to do something, but fortunately for BabyKnight, nothing happened. And now the Command Center and the Nexus are, you know, very even, so we'll see. Next stage of the game, basically, we're going to have to see if BabyKnight wants to do something crazy like 6 gateway pressure or any kind of gateway all-in, and then Beasty is probably going to put down some bunkers, play defensive, you know, probably get his Medivacs out, his upgrades, and play another macro game, which is bio units.
And BabyKnight is actually just now starting his Warp Gate upgrade. I didn't notice that before, but he put down the Nexus before starting the Warp Gate upgrade, which I believe is very unusually fast. Actually, is that another third? That's a Command Center going down in the bottom right, and a really fast 3rd Nexus coming down from BabyKnight.
Wow.
So, both players playing incredibly greedy at this point. And there's a Stalker immediately outside the hidden expansion from BastyQt, but no reason for it to actually go up in there and check it, so unlikely he finds that anytime soon.
This Stalker is just here to catch, like, scouting SCVs. He's got the Watchtower, but this is crazy. Actually, Command Center right in the bottom right, and even though this Stalker is so close, I feel like he's never going to find it. But it's still okay, because he actually went for the super fast 3rd Nexus too, so, you know, I'm thinking we're going to see some 200 max out fights in this game.
It could be, unless one of the players tries to transition into an all-in with their economy, like put up 10 gateways and go for a Warp Gate timing. If either player does that, it's likely to backfire pretty badly, because they're not expecting their opponent to have as much income as they will, and they'll have way more units defensively than you would expect. So, if either player opts for one of those mid-games all-ins, it's probably not going to be a good decision. If it does go into the late game, it's going to be really funny, because both players are going to expect to have a big economic advantage, and they're just not going to have it, as both players were equally greedy.
And it's funny, there's even a Marine in the same place as a Stalker just to stop scouts, so they're both thinking like, oh, I'm being so greedy, I'm such a naughty player,
I'm going to get away with this.
3 bases, and, you know, and it's going to be the same thing. So I think I've seen Oz do this, where he just goes like 10 gateways.
Yeah, he really likes fast expansion and fast 3-base builds PvT into Warp Gate timings. It's just a very simple thing to do. Everything comes down to your control. If you're comfortable with your force field control, and you're comfortable taking those risks early on, it's just a great way to get some easy wins. But, as we said, Beasty here was just as much of a naughty boy as BabyKnight, so he's going to have the economy to back up the production that he needs to hold off. And there goes the gateway explosion, but that's not enough gateways that it's necessarily going to be an all-in just yet. Actually, that's starting to look like it, yeah.
8 gateways, so he's just, let me see, he's not making any probes right now. 3 probes. I'm really curious to see if he's just going to stop probes at some point and just use these 8 gateways and 3 bases and just do a massive attack, but at the same time, Beasty has 4 barracks and now getting a factory, so he's going to have a ton of units, and he's already has 3 bunkers, so he's going to be very ready. But still, you know, this force and these 3 bases could be so overwhelming. Yeah.
If Beasty doesn't know it's coming, if he's unprepared, he is playing pretty defensively. He does have those 3 bunkers up, but if he's caught off guard by that, that's just going to be so many units actually coming out from BabyKnight. 2
E-base going up, so a big investment there in upgrades, and if BabyKnight really just decides to go all in with this, he is getting 2 more geysers, which 4 more geysers, so...
And he's spending Chrono Boost on probe, so he may be just getting that to hold off any kind of time. Because off of 3 bases, 8 gateways is actually pretty reasonable. That could just be production. The lack of tech is the only... Yeah, he's definitely going to be attacking, as he has no tech up just yet, and he is starting to put down forward pylons. But he is getting up the 4 more gases behind it, so he will be able to transition out of this. This is not an all-in. It's just going to be very heavy pressure.
It's going to be a really crazy attack. So many sentries and 8 gateways and already 60 probes. It's insane. I think that this is earlier than I get 60 workers in my own game. It's really quite impressive, and he's just going to be able to get so many units. There is 3 bunkers, but there's just now add-ons being made on all these barracks. And he's just now going to really start a huge unit production. He's getting the double upgrades just now, so this is very unfortunate timing for Beasty. We'll see if he can still hold it. Here BabyKnight comes and Beasty knows all about it. He's got SCVs ready. And here we go. There's going to be some force fields here. The Guardian Shield goes up. And some nice force fields. No repairs at all in the bunker. And so many. All these bunkers are going to die. The Slurkers are doing so much damage. Some of the sentries are starting to get really low, and there's still a lot of units for Beasty, so...
Great hold by Beasty there. He actually he already had SCVs out in front of the bunkers as the attack was coming in. He knew exactly what was going on. So the first round of force fields didn't completely cut off the bunkers, and that little bit of repair was enough to keep the bunkers alive and kill off a lot of those sentries. Without the sentries, without Guardian Shield and force field, there's just no way that he's actually going to be able to break in your 5 bunkers up with a factory block.
Yeah.
And all that production kicking in for Beasty. That 3rd base is starting to really pay off, and this is the situation I talked about earlier on, where if either player actually opts for mid-game aggression, they're going to run into way more than they bargained for.
Yeah, Beasty right now probably thinks, I don't know if he's seen the 3rd base. He hasn't. So he's probably thinking right now, oh my gosh, this is such a 2-base hold and there's so many units. If I defend this, I'm totally fine, but no, because BabyKnight actually is still making probes and getting the Templar archives, getting charge slots, getting double forge here, so... You know, still, even though this didn't really do anything, I still like it was still a really good attack. Both players are very even right now. BC is going to have the upgrade advantage, getting that armory right on time to start 2-2.
Yeah, 1-1 just now coming from BabyKnight, so those upgrade advantages. And TVP, they're absolutely crucial. And for a turn to actually have it.
BabyKnight is going to find the bottom right base if he just moves a little bit to the right. Wow. I'm not sure why he's here. He's just trying to intercept drops, I think.
Yeah, he is waiting for the medevacs to reload. He has to have seen that.
Yes, he sees it now.
He sees the command center. But he just disregards it. He didn't notice it.
He thinks that's totally fine since he took 3 Nexus too. He's like,
it's only fair. It's only fair to allow him to have it. Another thing is, if he leaves that running for too long, that base will actually mine out due to the mules, and then BabyKnight won't have one of his easy expansions to take later on in the game.
Yeah, I can't believe he just walked right by it and just went back into his main. He's completely worried about drops. He's just letting this mine.
No, he just had to not notice it. He would have left his Zealot in there to kill off SCVs. He just did not see it.
He's not watching the minimap right now. Maybe now he is because he's moving his army. But BC is now in the middle of the map.
Yeah, and this army, now that it's here to pressure, if he actually goes down and attacks that expansion, Beasty's army can just run in and counterattack, do far more damage.
Archons here on the way that are going to have the 1-1 upgrade, so the upgrades will be very similar. And Protoss does have a lot more supplies, so this army... Oh, nice. He scans for an observer.
There's no observer at all. There's an observer in the top left, but he can get into the main without flying into its path. It's actually a pylon, he knows about it, so he's going to come in here completely undetected. He's very intelligent by BC. He's actually scanning the army, seeing if he's going to defend or counterattack. It is coming in to defend, however he's going to take out the Cyberport, block the stock of production, and take out that Nexus if he really wants to. Those Marauders will take down buildings so incredibly quickly. However, if he loses his entire army, then he's going to be very vulnerable to a counterattack from BabyKnight.
I feel like he's just going to be able to pick up. He's got such a great position between all the buildings now. He's being surrounded by zealots from all sides. And he's going to have to get out of here, and he will with 3 medevactors. Going to lose that one.
Blink not quite done yet, so he will manage to get away, only losing 3 medevacs. And I believe he lost one earlier, plus some units inside. Not sure if that was a good trade or not. He did quite a bit of damage, but he also lost a lot of units. He did not take down the Nexus. Oh, a nice counterattack at the same time, killing off a lot of probes and forcing another warping over here. A lot of probes going down there.
Yeah, now Beasty has more ICTs, and I can't believe this. The bottom right base is still happily mining. This game has been so crazy, and another drop into the main, killing more probes. Here's the Stalkers, now there's Blink, so he will be able to kill all these medevacs most likely, if he can kill these Marauders. Yeah, there we go, taking out just 1 medevac. And now Beasty just has like a huge lead, even though he's down in supply. BabyKnight has a huge army supply, but not a lot of workers, and if he doesn't do anything with this army, like take that bottom right base down that he saw 5 minutes ago, I feel like Beasty is just going to run away with this because his 2-2 just finished. He knows he's starting +3 weapons, and he's just going to be up in upgrades or even and just have a way better economy and just be able to outproduce this army.
Yeah, and he also has Ghosts on the way out, and there's no Colossus tech at all for BabyKnight. In fact, he just finished his Robo and started his first Observer production. He'd been playing without a Robo the entire time before. So no Colossus tech potential. He's actually just now putting down his Templar Archives again. So those Ghosts will be incredibly powerful. And actually an upgrade advantage for Terran, which is really rare in this matchup. Generally, Chrono Boost means that the Protoss is always ahead in upgrades. But here, Beasty has that upper hand. And BabyKnight's still just not taking down that 4th base, not realizing that he saw it and that it's there.
Yeah, this base is actually going to be completely mined out before, like, BabyKnight's going to want to expand there in like 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah, that'll be a huge disadvantage for him if it goes into a split game scenario, because he has 1 base less than he's supposed to.
Yeah, and Beasty has his 3rd base for so much longer because he took it so much later. And like you said at the beginning of this game, when they both did this really opening, they're just, I feel like both sides are just really confused. Like, BabyKnight doesn't know about this base, and he's just thinking he's in a good position with 4 base against 3, and he's just really not, because Beasty has a lot more income than he does, and way better upgrades, better tech, no Colossus, just now starting his Robo Bay. And he does have a nice army though. A lot of Zealots, Archons, and also Storm.
He does. A lot will come down. A lot will come down to the balance between the Ghosts and the Templar Archon tech from BabyKnight. If he gets off good EMPs, there's no way he can lose this battle given the upgrade advantage.
Very defensive force field series, waiting for the Templars, but they don't have Storm.
Storm's nowhere near done. It will not complete for this battle. And those force fields actually hurting these Zealots quite a bit, preventing them from getting an engaging army. And I believe it's 2-2 versus 2-2, so no upgrade advantage for either side, but just a ton of units here from Beasty.
A lot of Marines here.
BabyKnight has no area of effect to actually combat that Bio Force. There's nothing he can do about it until he has Storm.
Here he goes again, pushing in. He has the Archons and a lot of Zealots, but really a lot of Medevacs too, and just a lot of healing. And he's picking up every single Zealot, now just Sentries and Stalkers. And I think he will be able to clean all of this up. More Zealots being warped in, might be able to push this back. But look at the supplies, a 40 supply difference.
So many medevacs out. This Bio is just not dying, and he actually saves most of the medevacs. His reinforcements joining the fight. He'll be able to clean that up easily, and he's established another base behind this. So just an overwhelming lead now for Beasty.
So many reinforcements, and this macro advantage with this base on the bottom right now being mined out has just been crazy. And BabyKnight can't keep up with all the drops, and it's 12 Marines and 4 Marauders at once. That's just insane production, and he's just going to be able to overrun this army here by BabyKnight, and BabyKnight will probably have to GG out.
Yeah, Storm has now finished, but every time he warps in a Templar, he has to immediately morph an Archon to have any chance of surviving. Plus a bunch of Ghosts joining the attack. A little attack running into BabyKnight's 3rd at the same time is pressuring the front. Going to kill some probes and spread BabyKnight out. And BabyKnight just does not have the production to actually deal with any of this. He now has Colossus out, which is good for him, but no Thermal Lance upgrade just yet. Only the 1 Colossus. Not enough to really deal with it. And there's already Vikings on the field for Beasty.
Yeah, now BabyKnight will actually probably clean up this army, but there's just so many reinforcements constantly, and these Ghosts have close, you can't see them, and he ends up losing every single unit, and I think this is GG, and in the end, yeah, the bottom right base completely mined out now.
Yep, he was never touched, despite the fact that Baby actually did scout it, just not realizing
Getting the SCVs out of there. Thank you for your minerals.
Yep, that base paid off quite a few times over for Beasty there. And BabyKnight's now trapped in his base, just a bigger and bigger army growing for BastyQt as he takes more bases, makes more production buildings, and gets more units out. As soon as he has some Vikings up, he'll be able to target down those Colossus before they even kill a unit, and that's the only thing BabyKnight really has going for him right now. Really, just no units at all. Just can't touch Beasty's production.
Yeah, and he kills every single Colossus, every single proc gets pulled, and the GG from BabyKnight. And, you know, very